Hi, and welcome back to Awake in Life. I'm Harmish, your nervous system mentor and human design mentor. Today, I want to talk a bit about creating presence in life. This has really come from a Substack that I wrote a little while ago about stopping listening to audiobooks. Now, back in 2020 and going on mental health walks and just keeping myself in a general state of well-being, I decided to download Audible and listen to audiobooks. It had been recommended to me by quite a number of people who said, while you're going for your walk, instead of just going out on the walk, you can also listen to a book and be productive. I started to listen to audiobooks. Being the kind of person who likes a bit of a productivity hack now and again, I also found out that you could speed up these audiobooks and listen to them at a different speed and actually get through them even more quickly. Now, when you're someone who wants to save a little bit of time or you're doing something else, this was really a godsend for me. I got to a point where I realised that listening to audiobooks was actually not doing me any good. And what I mean by that is I was just taking in this information and not really taking in this information, but it was coming in and then I just completely forgot about it. And a lot of the time when I was listening to audiobooks, I was also doing something else. So I was either going for a walk, I was going to the gym, I was cooking, or I was doing something else. So I wasn't really focusing on the audiobook itself because I was focusing more on the other tasks that I was doing. It did get to a point where I actually started to miss reading physical books. I've been an avid reader my whole life since I was a child, and I love nothing more than just sit down on the sofa with a nice cup of tea and reading a book. But that had all kind of gone out of the window. So at the beginning of this year, I had made a commitment to myself that I was going to read more physical books. I joined my local library and I've been reading probably, I don't know, 1 to 2, maybe a bit more books each month. And this has really enabled me to go back to something that I loved. And when I started to go back to something that I love, listening to audiobooks is a bit of a hack. And if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of time, maybe you listen to them while you're traveling, you're commuting to work, or like me, listening to them while you're in the gym or going on a walk, then they can be useful. But how often are we really taking in the information? And how present are we really being in our own lives? Because that's what it started to really show me, was that there was a lack of presence. I wasn't focusing on the book and I wasn't focusing completely on the other tasks that I was doing. I was trying to do two things at once. And yes, some of us can multitask. I'm a Gemini, I'm a woman, I can multitask. This isn't about multitasking. This is about creating presence and really coming back to myself and sitting and focusing on something that I really enjoy. That's one of the main reasons that I actually stopped listening to audiobooks, because I wasn't making the time in my life to do something that I really enjoyed. Instead, I was just using it as a productivity hack. So once I decided to go back to reading physical books, I've been committing myself to maybe 20 to 30 minutes a day of reading whatever book I have on the go at the time. And for me, this has really given me the presence that I've wanted in my life. And when I can get engrossed in a book and really enjoy what I'm reading, everything else kind of fades into the background. I don't think about my to-do list. I don't think about the next thing that I've got to do. I'm just focused on that book. It didn't just bring me back to focusing and creating presence while reading. I've been able to take that and put it into other areas of my life. So when I'm writing, I don't just listen to music or listen to an audiobook while I'm writing. I'll sit and I'll have focused time to actually write, to concentrate on what I'm doing. And I guess you could call this almost like a mindfulness practice. When I go for a walk, rather than trying to listen to something else, and I don't even listen to music anymore when I go for a walk, I will go for a walk and I will look at my surroundings and take in nature, take in what's going on around me, and becoming really aware of where I am in my environment, because it's something that so many of us really don't do. And what I have also learned by creating more presence in my life, just through little changes that I've done, is how much it's helped my nervous system. It's helped my nervous system recalibrate when maybe I've had a really busy morning and then I decide to go for a walk. So, whereas before I would have gone for a walk and listened to an audiobook or listened to a podcast or listen to music, I now don't take anything with me, or I don't turn on my phone in that way to listen to anything while I go for that walk, because that walk is my time to decompress from my nervous system being overactivated or overwhelmed by what has been going on in my morning. That's why I really wanted to talk about presence, because presence is important for our nervous system healing. If we are not present with what is going on and what is going on with our nervous system, we're not going to be able to know what we need to then resource ourselves so that we can heal our nervous system and create that resilience that we need in life whenever challenging things come our way. Creating presence in my life just by stopping listening to audiobook has filtered into other areas of my life. I'm not trying to multitask. I'm not taking a bubble bath and watching a movie at the same time. As enjoyable as that is, I want to enjoy the bubble bath. I want to really be present with how I am feeling in that moment. When I'm out with friends, I don't sit and scroll on my phone as I'm talking to a friend, because I want to be in that moment and create that connection and create that presence that is really needed to foster those kind of relationships and keep my nervous system working at an optimal level. Doing so many things at once, yes, I know that we all are busy. Our lives are busy, so we want to try and get as much done as possible. But I guarantee that if you focus on one thing at a time, you will most likely get that done much more quickly than if you're trying to do 2 or 3 things at once. Let me know what you think about presence. Put it in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts on creating presence. Do you have enough presence in your life? Do you want to know how to create presence in your life? Would you like some more tips? Let me know.